Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to the show. Yeah. And welcome to a Sunday stream where, hold on, I seem to be frozen in place. Jed, we're scuffed right at the beginning. There we go. Hopefully. Okay, now I'm moving. There it is, my bad. Welcome to a Sunday stream. Good morning, good afternoon, God, Jesus, Chad, what the? Listen, I was gonna say, it's been a little rough, alright? It's been a long week. I don't even know where my brain is. But anyway, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, whatever time it is, whatever day it is. I hope that the weekend is treating you well, and thanks for coming to join me out here on a Sunday stream. Man, I am glad to be here, and I'm glad for you guys to be here with me, hanging out here on the Bezos TV, and we will be getting into some more door kickers too this stream. Yes, that's right, you heard right. For those of you that are not on the Discord, that have not been keeping up, I did, in fact, get the Door Kickers 2 mod pack up and running again. I guess apparently over the course of the time that we were playing Helldivers, the developers had released an update to the game, and it changed the way that mods are loaded and things like that. So it was a small architectural change, which did not affect most mods, but because my mod is a collection of multiple other mods slapped together and then with a trench coat thrown over the top of them, yeah, it caused a few issues. But that's okay because we got everything going. Everything is working, at least as far as I can tell. I did not do extensive testing. I only did a couple of hours of testing over the course of this week, but everything does appear to be working. All the stats carried over, all the characters carried over. Everything appears to be in working order. So keep an eye out just in case that isn't the case. And let me know if you notice anything that's off. But everything appears to be working well. And so we're going to be getting into Nowheraki once again and continue to put boot to infrastructure as we kick some doors. I'm going to be perfectly honest with you. Oh, God damn it. Well, okay, there we go. That answers that question. Hold on, chat. I'm going to do something here real quick. And the thing that I'm going to do is this, and then this. Okay. So, no, for those of you that were just asking, was this a new background? It was in fact a new background, and the reason that it was a new background was because I was trying to see, for those of you that are a little bit, I guess, older hands in the cult of bad tactical decisions, you'll know that when we're here in the office, I have a small visual glitch that I have not been able to nail down, where the screen will flicker black occasionally, and it typically does it depending on the graphical fidelity of whatever game that I'm playing. Like, the more extensive the graphics in a game that I'm playing are, the more that the office will flicker a black screen. And it's only the office. Like, none of the other scenes that I have set up in Streamlabs will do that. It's just the office. One of my suspicions was that it was the background image here in the office. As you can see, it's an animated GIF, and yes, it's GIF, because I've said before, even if God came down from heaven and said, it's pronounced GIF, I would say, okay, Jad. So I'm just saying, I thought it might be the animated GIF, but in this case, does not appear to be the case. Does not appear to be the case. So I prefer the GIF in the background. So that's what we're going with. And if the screen flickers a little bit, then so be it. Them's the breaks. Look, one of these days, I'm gonna redo everything, and the day is coming soon, all right? The day is coming soon. I am revamping the office and some other things about the stream as I get closer to the day when we debut the 2.0 model. So, it's not gonna be a complete stream revamp, I will tell you that. Like, it's not gonna be, like, everything changing, but at the same time, I'm gonna have a new background, we're gonna have a new office. Some things are gonna change. Some things are gonna change when we do the 2.0 revamp. I am still working on that apace. Again, as I've said before, I'm spending at least a little bit of pre-allocated time every day before I go to work on the 2.0 model. So that is still coming along. I'm actually at the prototype stage now, where I'm gonna start trying to set it up to the motion rig and see what happens. So we will see. We will see. But the fact that I'm at the prototype stage and getting ready to be able to test the motion rig is a good sign. It means that we're close. We're close, chat. I told you guys it was gonna happen. I told you I didn't know when, but we're getting there. We're getting there. And Capsy says, too fucking early, can't sleep, so cunty cunt of a thing. Hopefully I can fall asleep to foot on door action. Well, Capsy, listen, I've told you guys before, none of y'all are required to be here. If you need sleep, go sleep. The VOD will be there, and the archive on YouTube will be there. You are not required to be here. I appreciate your support. I appreciate you guys choosing to be here, but don't kill yourself to watch the stream. I don't expect that, and I don't want that from you. I want you to be good. I want you to... I mean, I know how insomnia is, Capsty. I trust me, I've been there. But, like, I can promise you that being here for some hot door on infrastructure or boot on infrastructure action is probably not going to be the thing you need to go to sleep. Maybe it will be. I don't know. Maybe you sleep to gunfire. I'm not sure. But either way, never feel like you need to be here. Like, you don't. GIF is already a file type anyway. I mean, listen, the debate about GIF versus GIF is a conflict as old as mankind, okay? Like, that everybody has got their own belief on this, and look, it just... You can believe whatever you want. It's okay. It's your right as an American to be wrong, even if you're not American. So it's okay. It's all right. But anyway, chat. There's obviously some more pretty significant news for those of you that have not been paying attention. For those of you that maybe are not as invested in the VTuber scene as I am, there was a very significant debut recently. Let's just say a catfish was involved. So yeah, for those of you that don't know, Saba finally debuted this week, and more importantly, Saba, for those, again, that may not be in the know, is in fact the reincarnation of the one, the only, the Gaurgura, the goob. Her sex is fish, correct, and her height is, in fact, 13 inches. According to her own ID, in which she was blinking, you guys. But yeah, no, it's... For me, it was a huge relief, and I said this on the Discord already, but, like, seeing her on stream again with a new model and hearing how... I mean, just, like, if you know anything about how Gura was in the last, I don't know, 6 months to year of her time with Hololive, like, you could hear in her voice how she was just kind of not into it anymore. And again, We will probably never know the full story. We will probably never know what happened behind the scenes that made her decide to part with Hololive. But regardless of what happened, the difference between graduation Gura and debut Saba is all I needed in my life. I was happy crying watching her debut stream because she sounded so much happier and so much more positive, even though she was nervous. But like, that's okay. It's normal to be nervous in a situation like what she's in, but like, to know that that joy and that happiness was still there, that Hololive hadn't taken that from her. Um, it's good. Happy brain chemicals. Happy brain chemicals, chat. Unfortunately, I did not get to watch the live debut. I had to watch the VOD over on YouTube. But even so, I was very, very happy to see her again, to hear her again, and to hear her being herself again. And now that she's indie, she'll be able to go at her own pace. She'll be able to do the things that she wants to do when she wants to do them, instead of, again, following this corporate mandate and taking orders from on high. She essentially gets to be her own boss, which I think is outstanding. And speaking as an indie VTuber myself, I could not imagine trying to hand over the reins of my stream, my community, my, this avatar and all of my resources, like, to hand that over to somebody else, let them decide what to do with it, because, for me at least, this is a creative exercise. And so to basically have that freedom of expression taken away from me, like, I would never agree to that. And I feel like maybe that's part of the reason that we're seeing so many VTubers, not just in Hollow, but also, the big news this week as well is that Zenthria is leaving VShojo. And she's just the latest of several high-profile departures from VShojo recently. And I think that's kind of what's going on right now. I think that's what we're seeing, is that just like everything else, once the corporations get involved, they ruin everything. They strangle creativity out of everything. And so I think that's why we're seeing this like growing movement of VTubers trying to move on, is because, like, again, it strangles your creative, your creative freedom. When you have to answer to bosses that are only interested in money and marketability, and they're not interested in the community, they're not interested in the talent, they're only interested in how can we monetize this? How can we make money from this? And again, that's why I very publicly tell you guys, don't sub to this channel, don't gift me subs. You do not have to do that, because at the end of the day, I'm not doing this for money. I'm doing this to I'm doing this to express my own creativity. And so it would be depressing if I had to give that up to somebody else, especially an asshole in a suit that doesn't know anything about me and doesn't know anything about what it is that I'm trying to do. Doesn't care. Either doesn't know or doesn't care, or both. But anyway, chat, that's the big news. That's the big news this week. A big time debut and a big time departure in the VTubing community, and yeah, again, more work on the V2, the 2.0 model. So I'm hoping, and again, chat, don't quote me on this. Don't quote me on this, but I'm hoping I am hoping to have the 2.0 up and running by the end of July. Again, don't quote me on that. It may not happen. It may not happen, but I'm hoping if everything goes well and I can set aside some extra time, I am hoping to have the 2.0 up and running by the end of July. Pretty fast. I mean, faster than I feel comfortable with. That's why I'm saying don't quote me on that. Because I'm not 100% sure I'm going to be able to do it, but I would like to do it. I would like to have the 2.0 up and running before the summer is out. There we go. No more scuff. Now let's get the sound turned on. Okay, there's no music playing right now. There we go. Outstanding. Outstanding. We have sound, we have video chat. It is finally time. It is time. So, let me see. Oh, we got Jotunbane gifted a sub to Glitch Online. Thank you, Jotun, for the gifted sub and Glitch Online. Welcome to the cult of bad tactical decisions. Or perhaps welcome back. I'm not entirely sure. Let me see. Oh no, welcome back, in fact. 6 months. 6 months, chat. 6 months in the cult of bad tactical decisions. That's entirely your fault, by the way. I would assume. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to, like, Glitch Online. If you have previously subbed to the channel, I apologize. But it is not entirely uncommon for these fucking donkeys to sub people for 2, 3, 6 months at a time. So there are absolutely people that have, like, 6 months membership in the cult of bad tactical decisions and have literally never spent a dime. Because, again, I can't stop them. I can't stop them. Let's also mention the music in this game is fantastic. I mean, it's very atmospheric. It's very atmospheric. It fits the game and the concept very well. But anyway, chat. Here we are, back in Door Kickers 2, finally. After 2 long weeks in the Galactic War, the Second Galactic War, fighting for managed democracy and Super Earth, here we are, back in Nowheraki, ready to get our feet and our hands dirty as we take it to the terrorist menace. Last we left off, I'm gonna be honest with you, chat, it's been so long, I've kind of forgotten where we last left off. I know that we brought in a couple of new folks, and I have added some portraits to that effect, but I also know that we had a few people that were new that did not get portraits just because they didn't put anything into the Kicking Doors channel on the Discord. So, for those of you, you get the hentai protagonist look. You get the no face look. That's what you get when you don't go to the Discord. And Max, damn it, resubscribing for 12 months. Thank you for the 1 year of support, Max. I do appreciate it, since my first 5 months were paid for by these donkeys. Well, there you go. There you go. To Max's point. To Max's point. His first 5 months with the community were gratis. Were afforded by the community itself. Did I get put in? I don't think so, EW. I don't remember now. I'm just gonna say the turnover rate has been high. And by turnover rate, I mean the rate at which people have been turned into giblets has been high. So you might have been in and then got blown up. I honestly do not remember. Oh no, you're right, he did. EW did die. As a matter of fact, hold on, because Erst has been very generous and has been keeping a running tally of our KIAs. Let's see, he died in week 4. Man. He died because of the bomb, chat. Y'all remember the bomb. The bomb that cost us 4 people. All because of my stupidity. Man. Now I feel bad. Now I feel bad. But anyway, chat. We got a couple of new faces here. We got Black Hydra, who was recently added after some casualties. As you can see, Black Hydra, little bit of a Lizard Man fan. I can relate. I also like the lizard/dinosaur faction from Warhammer Fantasy. And then, of course, we have Vio as well, who had originally made 2 different requests for his character portrait, so because I think Price is more of a meme, I went with Price. So that's what you get. That's what you get. And then, of course, let me see. I don't remember if we put in Dragon Nonsense last time around. We got Hard G, Vergent. I gotta like make an active. I have to put my brain and like make a conscious effort to remember it's Vergent. That's why I call him Hard G now. Because after over a year in the cult of bad tactical decisions, only just recently bothered to even mention the fact that I'd been mispronouncing their name this entire fucking time. Because now I feel like it's a running gag. Anyway, chat. So we got our full roster, and we've still got plenty of content left in Door Kickers 2 that we can get into. So let's have a look here. Because we still have, let me see. I think we did Rajul Kabir? I'm pretty sure we did. Let me check. I'll do this one. Okay, yeah, this is the operation that we did on the last Door Kicker stream. So yeah, I just wanted to double check. So that leaves, as far as the official operations goes, that just leaves I'm on a boat. So we could do this. We can do the I'm on a boat operation. I don't think I want to do Songbird because I feel like it's not very well balanced. Shadow Moses is a fun tribute, but it's not very well balanced either. Like a lot of these community maps and community operations are very not well balanced. But we have I'm on a boat. I don't know anything about this. Let's see. Rumors abound of a highly placed coalition official playing both sides of the conflict, selling intel and weapons to our enemies. We're deploying a small squad in support of covert operations, looking to infiltrate the enemy, track down smuggled equipment, and discover the source. This seems like it's an operation that was built with the CIA in mind. So for those of you that don't know, the CIA in Door Kickers 2 is, as you can clearly see, a very, very small unit, but they have the ability to like disguise themselves and sneak around. There's like a whole cover system that was implemented in the game for the CIA, and it definitely it allows you to play the game in some very interesting new ways. The only problem is the Cult of Bad Tactical Decisions doesn't have the ability to do that, or at least I haven't implemented it. So if this is going to require stealth, I think they're going to be very disappointed. They're going to be very, very disappointed. Now, with that being said, we don't have to do operations. We can also do the tour of duties. Heh, duty. We could also do a tour of duty. Again, this is the type of roguelike setup where it just generates random missions, and we essentially try to go for as long as we can. And again, it's pulling from random maps, random mission setups, things like that. And then we do also have the missions, where these are basically standalone missions that we can play. As you can see, I've already played through some of them, but we can always continue to play through them or play through some that I've already done, like extreme rescues, things like that. And the trick with the missions is there's no contiguous squad setup for the missions. It's basically a one-off. So even if people go down in the missions, they don't actually die. It's consider it an episode of your favorite TV show. But there are a lot of interesting setups in these missions, like just for example, the bridge assault, the toll takers. Like these are some very big maps with some very wide open areas. Again, for those of you that are familiar with the Russian Spetsnaz, a sort of recreation of the whole opera house thing from the early 2000s. So like, there's a lot of cool stuff in the missions here. It's just a matter of what you guys want to do. So with that being said, chat, we're going to start off, before we get started with the gameplay, we're going to start off with a poll, and I'm going to let you guys decide. What you want to do. So, let me get this. Oh, do it. Okay, apparently I already had caps lock on. Good to know. Let's see. Well, we could do Operation Boat. We could do a tour of duty. Let me see. Or we could just do missions. I'll call them. I'm trying to put some innuendo in here. Alright, chat, there you go. If you don't see the poll, refresh your stream. You should see it at the top of your chat box. And you've got 2 minutes. 2 minutes to decide what you guys would like to do, how you wanna direct the squad next. Again, we've got Operation Boat, which is gonna be this last operation on the docket for us. We've got a tour of duty, which again we can do either the normal base game tours of duty, or we could potentially do the Tiny Troubles, which are smaller, more enclosed maps. And then of course we could just go into the one-off missions and get stuck into some of those. Who touched our boats? I mean, listen. Touching American boats in this day and age, that's a dangerous prospect. All of my habitual line crosser viewers out there will know exactly what I'm talking about. Don't touch my boats. I'm just saying, HLC is a national treasure. I mean, I know Erst is more of a fan of Fat Electrician, but for me, HLC gets the crown because he did, like, Fat Electrician wasn't really necessarily trying to... He wasn't necessarily trying to appeal to a broad audience. He kind of was just appealing to people that would be interested in his content. Whereas HLC kind of was like, hey, let's try and make this palatable for the average viewer. And again, to varying levels of success, but HLC's been the one that kind of like has gotten the plebs more on board with what's going on in the military world. Iran found out and we wiped out their navy in under 8 hours. Don't touch our boats. I mean, again, it's very simple. And listen, for those of you that don't understand, if you're not American, if you don't follow those particular content creators very closely and you have no idea what we're talking about where it pertains to touching our boats, the United States has a very long and violent history of retaliating with extreme brutality anytime an American boat is damaged or otherwise is otherwise inconvenienced, I guess is a good word. And I don't think it has anything to do with the boat itself. It just has to do with the way the United States and the U.S. mentality, like ever since Pearl Harbor. It's just, there's something about the United States and boats that we don't tolerate it. We don't tolerate it. Don't stand for it. But anyway, chat, you have spoken and overwhelmingly decided that we're going to do Operation Boat. So, of course, we're going to play with Iron Man on, which means all deaths are going to be permanent, but we're going to get more rewards. Unfortunately, we're not able to restart. Now, there have been a couple of times where I had to Alt F4 the game. Specifically, on the bomb defusal mission, I had to Alt F4 the game because there was a gate that we couldn't get through, and the game didn't really make it clear that I needed one specific tool to get through that gate. So, yeah, that might happen, but I think we know. I think we know now which gates we can get through. But with that being said, chat, let's get started with Operation Boat. We got 21 troops available for deployment. We got Queen's Gambit and King's Gambit. So, let's see. Basically we're gonna have to do all of the operations here. Oh, look! You can even see the boat. You can see the boat for which this operation has gotten its namesake. Who's the top killer? That's a good question. I'm not entirely sure. Let me see. Where is it? Hostiles pacified. They don't use the word kill. Hostiles pacified. We got 41. Let's see. 22, so I'm still in the lead. We got, still in the lead. Only 25. I mean, to be fair, most of you haven't lived long enough to try to beat me. Let's see. Crappy. Even Crappy has only gotten 34 as opposed to 41. And this is 41 on the Mark III. Like, I've already gotten got twice. And I'm already up to 41. Who is the longest survivor? That's a good question. Let's see. Van is at 36. I think 36 is the highest so far. Let me see. I'm not going to count myself. Oh, no, wait. There's Capsty. Capsty's at 40. So it's still Capsty. I was going to say Black Hydra's new, so they're not going to have much. Oh. There we go. No carrion. 42. Officially. The most kills so far. Who else we get? Who else do we get? Vio's going to have nothing because they're new. Let me see. Oh, Max is pretty close. He's got 40. But 42 is still the top. Oh, well, never mind. Never mind. Postal Trout is now in the lead with 43. Yeah, I think Postal Trout has got it. Yeah, there you go. Postal Trout and his many magazines is the top score with 43 hostiles pacified. 43 terrorists unalived, rendered into the past tense. Which, sadly, Postal is not here because they're at that graduation party thing. But Postal, if you're watching the VOD at this point, congratulations. Those are some nice bazookas. Well, thank you, Cafe Beans. I do like to go in with the requisite ballistics. I may not be the president's daughter, but I like to be well armed wherever I go. If you catch my meaning. Can't see the dead. Yeah, I wish we could do that. And I already tried finding a way to get the stats for people that have already died, but the game doesn't have the ability to do that, so there may have been some folks that had more kills on their record, but if so, they're no longer with us. Alright, chat. We got two missions here. This one looks like a nightclub. And then the other one looks like, I don't know, we're just... Man. Chet, I don't know if we can actually do this, because, like, they've only got... This is a 2-man op. This is absolutely meant for CIA. But I think we're going to do it anyway. I'm still going to try. I'm still going to try. We might fail miserably, but I'm still going to give it a shot. Same night in a city club somewhere. Oh, okay. I feel like Queen's Gambit is probably what they're expecting us to do that first. Let's see. The resourceful Fergie has paid off a smuggler posing as a would-be buyer looking for AT-4s and other hard-to-get tech. He'll escort you inside the enemy base as long as you dance to his rules, and you should identify and sabotage all the AT-4s you're supposed to buy. Clone and fry any computers you find while you're at it. Infiltrate the enemy base and destroy all sensitive equipment. These guys are small fish, just a ragtag bunch of armed locals, but they have the numbers and you don't. I disagree. Use Fergie to sneak into the base and then bring the boys to muscle your way out. Chad, I feel like Fergie is not gonna make it. Because, historically, if you know anything about door kickers too, Fergie usually doesn't make it. And yet, just like me, she always comes back. It's weird. So we gotta sabotage equipment and retreat to the evac zone. Oh my. Okay, there we go. Yeah, I definitely don't like this map. Do not like it at all. But we have options. We've got a lot of high mobility options here. Let's see. We need higher concealment to be here. Well, concealment isn't an option for us, but we do have a high mobility deployment over here. We've also got some high... Oh no, these are low vis deployments. And then we got some more high mobility deployments over here. I mean, I feel like they're gonna move up the street here. So if that's the case, would it not make sense to go with the high mobility deployments here and just ambush them from behind? The other way we could do it is potentially have a couple guys deploy back here, and then maybe do a couple high mobility deployments back here, and then we'll try to sweep the sides. Some nasty corridors. Yeah, these are some really ugly angles. Like, and because, like, obviously there's some sandbags right here, and there's probably some enemies. In this courtyard, there's probably going to be a lot of enemies, like... Without concealment to, like, kind of give us the visibility without the danger, things might get real ugly. Things might get real ugly on this mission. Carradine says, for introducing this game, making me fire it up, heck you, and also thank you. Well, I'm glad you're enjoying it, Carradine. Again, I enjoy Door Kickers quite a bit. I think it's a very fun tactical game. And an excellent opportunity for me to show off my absolutely terrible, terrible tactical acumen. Set up a RPK and mow them down. I mean, the problem is, by the time we actually get the RPK set up, I think our boys are going to get shot, because I don't know, they're not telling us how many enemies are on the map. So it might be better to just post up our people in this building, and then maybe have one high mobility deployment either here or over here on the back corner where we can kind of sneak our way in. So let's do this. Let's do this. We got Sierra, but he's currently wielding a shotgun. Maybe instead of a shotgun... Oh, no, wait. Yeah, RPK has no setup, like Erst said. Turn it into a rifle. I did indeed turn it into a rifle. I think... Let me see. I mean, statistically, there's not really a difference between the 74 and the 74 GL, so I think I'm gonna give Sierra the 74 GL. And then let's give him the 3.5 optic. We've got to make sure we take off the NVGs. Let's see. Shinigami we'll put in as well. Wait, what? Oh, you've got the 4 times optic as a marksman, but I'm gonna give you the 3.5 optic as well. And honestly, fuck it. And give everybody GLs. Why not? Oh, no, wait. That's right. Because he wants to be the non-lethal Reaper. So maybe instead we fill him up with smoke grenades. There we go. And then I guess we can put in Mythion here as well.
We will serve.
Do we maybe give Mythion something? I mean, again, the 74 is a very versatile and useful weapon here. So, like, I'm not... To me, it doesn't, like, there's no reason not to use the 74 unless we need a more specialist weapon. Or unless the person in question wants something different. Go with the 74. I mean, we could throw the 74 on there. Just for the added DACA. Are those Dawn of War guard voices? They are indeed, EW. They are indeed. Man, I don't like this at all. Let's see. Crappy with the grenade launcher. I mean, that would certainly be a thing. That would certainly be a thing. As we discovered previously, chat, the grenade launcher has infinite ammo. All you gotta do is reload it. But I feel like in this particular instance, a DMR would probably be better for the crappiest of snipers. Let me see. What do we got in the way of DMRs? I mean, we do have the M14. Throw an ACOG on there, which makes absolutely no sense for an M14, but fuck it, do it anyway. We could also, I mean, we got options. We could also just slap an AK on him and give him a longer range optic. Put the SV98. Can always do the SV98. Okay. It makes no sense because the M14 as depicted here, the classic M14, does not even have a place to mount an ACOG's optic to it. Like, there's no rail. You would basically have to bolt something to the side to even put an ACOG on an M14. That's what I mean when I say it makes no sense. Because this is specifically called out as the older version of the M14, not one of the updated versions. AS Val? I mean, we could do the Val as well. Let's see. We don't have the 3X on this one, so maybe we just go with the PSO. Tape. Correct. I mean, that's really the answer from any military unit, regardless of nationality. If at first you don't succeed, duct tape. That's usually the way to make something work if it's not supposed to. Okay, so we got a Val, and is Crappy gonna be mobile enough? Alright, that'll work. So maybe we put Mythion back here. Oh, we can't because he doesn't have high enough mobility. Is there a way for me to give him more mobility? I mean, I could give him a hat and he'd have enough mobility. But then if he gets shot in the head, he's gonna die, so... I don't think, yeah, removing the grenades is not going to give us any additional mobility. If I gave him the AK instead, that would give him enough mobility to be on the backside, but the whole point was to put the machine gun on the backside of that wall.
Let me in! Let me in!
So, I don't know, I'm trying to decide here, chat. I'm trying to decide what's going to be the best thing to go with here. Because I want range, and I want firepower, but I also want that mobility. So maybe we just kind of have to leave Crappy down on his own. I don't like that.
In and out like lightning.
I prefer to have people in a two-man setup, but I don't know if we're going to be able to do that on this one. Just because of the mobility concerns. And Digital Arc, as well as King Bob earlier, deciding to put themselves on the lists. Again, we do still have a few names ahead of you, so you may not be in on this one, but as I said previously, the turnover has been high. Chad, I think we're just gonna YOLO it. I think we're just gonna go. Let's just see what happens. And Crappy, I apologize in advance if you got. Because you're kind of down here all by your lonesome, which makes me extremely nervous. Makes me extremely nervous. But let's see what happens.
Enough comfort for one day.
Alright, so enemies that we know about. We've got all of these guys here. And we've got this guy here. There's a roadblock here, so I'm gonna go ahead and assume there's probably at least one enemy here, maybe even with a heavy machine gun. So yeah. We gotta be very, very careful about how we do this. There's also civilians in the area, so that makes things even more difficult. So let me see. I mean, I think the thing to do... Oh, is this an insurgent or a civilian? That's a civilian. I think the thing to do here is we just kind of wrap around this building, try to get angles on these guys. I'm gonna go ahead and... Oh, right, because Shinigami doesn't like lethal. Alright, we'll have to do this instead. So I'm gonna have Sierra come up here. And right around here, we're gonna chuck a grenade and just put that right at his feet. In the meantime, we'll have Shinigami come around and we'll grab this corner. I'm not even going to put you on silent mode, so we're going to come around the corner here and we'll hold this angle. Once things actually pop off, then I'll have Crappy move up and try to grab this angle. But like just looking at it, this looks like a fence, and I doubt we're going to be able to get through that. So probably Crappy's going to be stuck down here in this corner. He's not going to be able to do anything. Remember to plan your grenades better. Listen here, Megas. You of all people don't need to remind me of that shit. And then let me see. I mean, maybe we bring Mythion out? Because, like, the only way to get into this building is through this door. So as long as we hold this angle, nobody's going to sneak up behind Mythion unless somehow there's already an enemy in the building, which is entirely possible. So I think we probably need to clear the building first, as much as I hate to say that.
Where do you want us, sir?
I hate to do it, but I feel like we have to clear the building first, because if there's a guy in here and he sneaks up behind Mythion while he's trying to hold the window, Mythion is toast. I don't like it. I don't like it. There's too many variables. Oh, there's an enemy right here as well, and he's got a Lee Enfield. Wonderful. Okay, here's what we'll do. I'm gonna do this, and because it's an LMG, we should have the suppression fire ability. So again, once things pop off, I can just have Mythion shoot through the window, and then he'll have line of sight. Now, I feel like I have to try to save Fergie. I don't think it's gonna work, but I feel like I have to try. Oh, chat, this is gonna go so badly, I can tell already. But we gotta do it anyway. Let me see. I'm gonna try to keep her... There we go. Already. Already. Alright, then let's just... You're gonna boogie.
What do you... I'm compromised.
Yeah,
I'm injured.
Fergie's toast. She's gonna die. There's nothing I can do about that. Fergie always dies. I don't know what to tell you, man. Let's just hold that angle here. Yep.
On standby.
Okay. So far, so good. Fergie got, but that was to be expected. That was to be expected. Now,
It is my duty to serve.
let's see. We'll round this corner a little bit more. Be very, very careful. Alright. Now, we're gonna have Mythion clear this building by himself, because we gotta hold this angle. Actually, maybe we don't. Maybe we don't. Here's what we'll do. I'm gonna do this. Because there was a guy here. I don't know if he's still there. He is still there. Let's see. Let's do this. And then I want you to slide over just a bit. Okay, outstanding. So now we've got the road. And it's time to kick a door.
On standby.
Gotta check the shitter, though. You always gotta check the shitter. Man, look at that. We are kicking the shit out of some doors, chat. That was what? 1, 2, 3 doors. 3 doors! In rapid succession. And Kurotiki rolling into the chat on a Sunday, saying hello. Good to see you, Kurotiki. Always glad to have you. Hopefully the weekend has been treating you well so far. A flashbang could have helped keep her alive long enough for you to end the bogeys. Yeah, but at the same time, I'm gonna put it like this. She may not have survived, but she still served a purpose by drawing the fire of literally every enemy in eyesight towards her instead of my guys. Because I didn't know where everybody was. Like, obviously we knew these guys were here, but I didn't know there were guys here. I only saw this dude at the very end, so like, all the dudes that we couldn't see were also going to shoot at her. So it was... Was it an asshole move? Yes. Did we benefit from it? Also yes. Alright, let's get my man SWAT back over to his main weapon. We'll get our boys out here. And then we're gonna see about breaching. I don't... Oh, yeah. I was trying to figure out why there was this circle, and I was like, oh, because the game doesn't realize that Fergie's dead. Alright, so we're holding angles here. There could be guys on the backside, but we can work with that. We can work with that. Let's go ahead and do this so that we're watching the angles properly. And I'm going to pull Crappy out of this corner. So what we'll do is I'll have Mythion set up here and try to cover this angle with the LMG. And in the meantime, I'm going to grab Shinigami and have him run across the street here.
We're ready to go, sir.
And then once he's in position, I'll go ahead and grab Crappy and have him come running out of here. Now, we can't... We gotta watch this angle right here. There could potentially be somebody in this window. So, I think you guys know what my solution is for this. If Crappy hadn't fired immediately, she'd have been able to get to a spot to be able to run. Listen, chat. I don't care about Fergie. That's not true. That's not true. But she's not a member of the cult, alright? So at the end of the day, her life was potentially forfeit regardless. But we gotta watch this angle. And when we're talking about windows, I mean, when in doubt, frag it out. Well, except this is Shinigami, who doesn't have frags.
We've got experience in these things.
Okay, so we'll just pie this window as we cross. And in the meantime, I want Crappy holding that angle as well.
You know where to go.
Okay, outstanding. So we got a little bit of an angle here. Because what I want to try to do is I want to sweep these guys around the south end and actually be able to come up on the north side here because it looks like we have potential way in. And at the very least, we can at least kind of like see guys through this fence line, see guys through this fence line. So we can kind of try to sanitize the outside. Because from what I can tell, at least just looking at the map, the only way in and out of this compound would be this gate if they opened it, which they didn't, and this gate. So if we can lock down this gate, then that's the only way in and out for the enemy, and then we can just sanitize from the exterior. So that's gonna be my plan for now. In the meantime, Crappy can actually get over that. And while he's doing that, we'll bring up the rear. As for the other two, I mean, again, since we don't really have to worry about them coming from anywhere except this gate, it's probably worth it to pull these guys up on the other side. And I'm gonna have Sierra hold this angle until Mythion makes it across.
Let's ride.
Okay, Mythion's in position. Now, I don't know. They might open this gate. Like, I don't know if it's like a story trigger that opens this gate. I'm not entirely sure. And Gray Figure on the coming in the chat on a Sunday saying, "Hey, boss and crew, how's going the door kicking?" I mean, we've already kicked 3 doors. We've already kicked 3 doors, Gray Figure. Alright, let's pie this window here. And I want you facing this direction. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. You love to see it. Alright, let's go ahead and get Sierra moved up.
On standby.
And while these boys are down here, we'll do the same thing. Just pie the window very quickly. I heard somebody scream. Somebody's yelling, and I don't like it. Makes me nervous. Alright, again. When in doubt, frag out. Okay. In the meantime, we'll hang to the south here. I want you watching that angle as you move. Let's see what we got. Outstanding. So we will have Shinigami hold that angle, and in the meantime, Crappy will move up behind him. Let's see. I think we're okay for now, so let's just peek this corner a little bit.
I'll fight. On standby.
Actually, I'm gonna... Okay. I had to check because I don't know... Again, I don't know what causes this gate to open. Yes, no, says, I'm also late. What's up, party people? Again, a donkey is never early or late. They always arrive precisely when they mean to. But yeah, you missed 45 minutes to an hour of just yakking. Let me see. Alright, Crappy's moving up. I think I'm just gonna have Shinigami hold that angle, just in case somebody tries to cross the courtyard. I want you watching this window, and then we're gonna real quick just peek it and see what we can see. And I hear people yelling. Definitely hear people yelling. Let's go ahead and round that corner. Nice. Outstanding. Alright, Sierra, I'm gonna have you move up. And in the meantime, I'm gonna have Mythion kind of just rotate over here to this car and watch that angle. Alright, so the gate is open. Unfortunately, we're gonna have to go all the way around to get to this side to make entry. I mean, technically, we don't have to. We could go in through, like, this window here. Maybe going in... Maybe sending our people into the same fatal funnel that we're trying to use against the enemy is not a great idea. But... this isn't the cult of good tactical decisions, so... and I want you watching that gate the entire time, Sierra, just to make sure. In the meantime, I'm gonna have you give me a reload.
Where do you want us, sir?
And then let's continue to hold this angle. We'll pie the window as we move across. Nice. And then let me get a frag in there.
I hope this thing was worth it.
Okay, so far so good. You love to see it. Now the thing that makes me nervous is that window. Because the thing with this window, even though there's drapes there, they could potentially get an angle through that window, and I don't like it. So I think I'm gonna have Crappy move up and put a grenade through that window. So let's do this. And then we're just gonna... oh. Well, whatever it is, we can't do that. And I don't have the ability to shoot through the window. So I guess we just have to hope that it's good? Alright, so we'll have Crappy move up here. Gonna have you hold this angle for us. Just continue to watch that direction as you move up. And then as you do that, we'll have Sierra roll in. I'm sorry, what? Okay, I couldn't tell because of the way that the map is set up. But this is like a, I don't know, like a channel or like a canal here, maybe for irrigation or something. But we can't actually cross it, where we're gonna have to go around. So, change of plans. Change of plans. Mythion, I'm gonna have you move up to hold this angle. Crappy, I'm gonna have you back off, and you're gonna come this way. And Sierra, you will do the same. Shinigami is still holding this angle, which is good, just so we don't have anybody trying to sneak up behind us. In fact, I'm gonna pull you in this direction just a little bit.
Relocating.
Okay, I think the screaming is the civilians. The screaming is the civilian. Alright, Sierra, go ahead and move up for me, buddy. And I want you looking this direction. As you move. Outstanding. We need the computers. Destroy or take. Lazy donkeys refusing to get their boots wet. Listen. Listen, Urs. I'm just saying. Wet boots, like wet socks inside boots, literally worse than waterboarding. Like, it's straight torture. All right, we're gonna move this. We're gonna move this. We know we've got a couple left in here, probably. I guess we don't technically know, but I suspect we have at least a couple of people left in here. Yeah, we got at least one. Because remember, there was the guy right around this corner, and we tossed the grenade, but he didn't die. So there's still at least one guy left in here. If you're not wearing wool socks, sure, but no one should ever wear wool cotton socks. I mean, I'm just saying the worst torture that a human being can endure is having to, like, when you're in the house and you don't realize that there's like water on the floor or something and you're wearing socks and then you step in it and then, like, that's the worst feeling ever. The worst feeling in the world. I absolutely hate it. Like, it makes me want to vomit when that happens. It triggers a gag reflex. I fucking hate it. Tell you what, Shinigami, we're gonna do some crazy stuff with you, buddy. In the meantime, Sierra, give me a frag in this window, and we'll see if somebody gives us an audio.
Use the frags!
Okay, we not only got an audio, but we got a kill. Now, is there more than one? Give me a flashbang. Let's see if we get another audio.
Strike hard!
No? Alright, outstanding. I'm gonna have Shinigami do some goofy shit here.
We'll be in and out like lightning.
Okay. We're gonna have him make entry. Again, one-man clearing is extremely dangerous, but I don't have a lot of options at the moment. Let's toss a smoke.
Strike hard!
Okay, mostly I was just doing that to see if we got an audio cue. We did not. And then we'll sweep the window. Okay, outstanding. That's exactly what I wanted to check for before we move our guys up. Now let's get in here. That's 4 doors kicked. That's 4 doors kicked, chat. So far. Okay.
Time to earn our keep.
That's now 5 doors kicked, for those of you keeping count. Alright. That's a little bit of a better angle. I'm trying to decide how we want to do this, because there could potentially be some guys still in here. There could also potentially be some guys still in here. But they have bores on the windows, so we're not able to make entry down here. This window is blocked by barrels, so there's no easy way to make entry here. We kind of just have to do dumb shit. Let me make sure there's nobody over here hiding in the corners. Okay, there's not. So then we have to do the dangerous thing. I don't like it. I really don't like it. And Fool gifting a sub to Wolf Warrior 007. Thank you, Fool, for the gifted sub, the massive generosity, and the massive chicken. And Wolf Warrior, welcome back into the cult of bad tactical decisions, where you have now been a member for 7 months. Now the one in the cult. Correct. correct. I've got the guys standing on top of each other. Give me Sierra, and then we'll just real quickly pie that door. All right, we're good. Like we're in the danger zone here, and I don't like it. We're in the danger zone. So let me get my mans up here.
Left, right, left.
There's a lot of fucking angles, and I don't have a lot of people to cover these angles, and it makes me extremely nervous. So what I'm gonna do to make life easier for everybody is I'm gonna smoke this doorway, and then we're gonna advance. Like, I'm trying to figure out... Okay, the door's that. Like, I was trying to figure out how you actually get into this building, and then I saw the door right here. I was like, is there just not a door into this place? Alright, so we'll let the smoke fill out, we'll pass this window, and then we'll go around the door and come up behind him, in case there's anybody left in here.
We've got experience in these things.
Okay, let the smoke fill out. Now, Sierra, you cross. Everything's clear. Outstanding. So, Shinigami, you're gonna run down here real quick.
Time to earn our keep.
And then I'm gonna have you move down here and hold this angle. And while we're doing that, we'll have Sierra bring up the rear with the Crappy so that he can give us some backup. Alright. And Van Sunny is continuing the gift sub they got from Crew Card. Thank you, Van Sunny, for choosing to take that chance on me after getting a gift sub from one of the donkeys here in the cult of bad tactical decisions. I do appreciate you choosing to continue that gift sub. Active Mars says, just playing some Pal World. Chet, should I buy Pal World? I still want to play it. Like, I want to play Pokemon with guns. I'm not, like, I wouldn't play it online or anything, but I kind of just, like, I haven't played, like, a base building game yet. Not in a while. Do you like Ark Survival? I mean, I did initially. Or Rust? No, I would never play Rust. Rust is like DayZ. It's a human cruelty simulator. Ark, at least, can be entertaining when played solo. Rust is... like, there's no point in playing Rust unless you're there to PvP. But, like, Pal World actually has stuff going on if you want to play by yourself. Like, that's what I mean. Like, I would not be playing on a server. I wouldn't be playing online with anybody. I would just play, like, on my own. But, I don't know. I've been thinking about it. I've been thinking about it, Chet. I might pull you guys. But anyway, we got doors to kick. So, first things first, I'm the realist. Actually, you know what? Sierra's gonna have to be the one to kick this door because Crappy has more grenades. Alright, here we go. Crappy, don't die.
Time to earn our keep.
That's 6 doors kicked. For those that are keeping score. Alright, so we'll put a grenade down this hallway. That'll open up these doors for us.
Left, right, left.
We got no audio. So let me watch this here. Remember, chat, this isn't a shitter, but there could be a shit bucket in here. We gotta check it. We gotta check it. That's 7. Seven doors
Reporting
kicked.
for duty, sir.
Alright, let's get Crappy in here. And we're still holding these angles. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna back up Mythion just a little bit. And we'll continue to hold that angle. Because basically what I'm doing is I'm trying to watch the angles here from this building. Shinigami, and I'm trying to watch the angles on this building with Mythion. So they can hold these while we try to clear this building. It's fun for what it is, a chill base building game where you catch creatures and people to further your progression and get the mats for tech. Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm not looking for some, like, epic adventure or anything like that, but again, it's Pokemon with guns. And depression. And human trafficking. Wait, what? Alright, let's see. Yeah, let's just let Crappy get up here, and then... We already know there's nobody in this room. There might be somebody in here. So let's go ahead and we'll frag the room.
Use the frags!
Okay, definitely somebody in there. Let's do this. Okay, there was somebody in there. So let's get in here. All right, outstanding. Room is clear. So we'll get Crappy up here to take this angle, just to hold it. Now, is this... Okay, we can set a detonator, which I guess will work.
Reporting for duty, sir.
Oh, is it sabotage or is it a bomb?
Looks like everything's in order, sir.
Alright, I have no idea what Sierra did there, but he just, like, moved his hands over the AT-4 and then it exploded into pieces. I guess, does that count as the magic touch? I feel like that's an indictment of Sierra's ability. Can we actually go through here? No shit! Alright, well, I mean, we don't actually have anything in here that we need to do, but we do still need to clear it. So here's what I'll do instead. I'm gonna pull Crappy back real quick. Sierra, how many grenades do you have? You still got 2 grenades. Alright. So what we'll do is we'll do this, and then I want you to... Can we get a grenade through this hole? What I want to try to do is I want to try to get a GL through there without him hurting himself in the process. That's going to be the tough part. Maybe we throw the frag instead, and then we'll use the GL down the hallway.
Strike hard.
If you don't mind, just please move real quick. There we go. So then I'm gonna have to micro this. So we'll do this and then immediately flip around. All right, outstanding. Now let's get Crappy in here just in case somebody wants to be cheeky and hide in this fucking corner. And then we'll finish clearing this house. Again, I don't really like microing if I don't have to, but in this situation, it feels like I kind of have to. Alright, let's check the bathroom here. Outstanding. So let's just hold this angle. Crappy, if you don't mind, go ahead and swap over to the sidearm because we're going to have you doing some room clearing here. And I want to make sure you've got a good close range weapon to do that with. Okay, we're good here. And we're good here. Outstanding. Outstanding.
We'll be in and out like lightning.
Touch tech. Tech blows up. Yeah. Yeah. Confirmed. Sierra is a 3-year-old. Anything tech he touches turns to shit. Or breaks into pieces. Actually, you know what? I don't know what this is, but I'm gonna go do it. Like, what is this?
Reporting for duty, sir.
Like, I don't know if that's some light or what, but, like, I felt like I have to do it. I think it opens the... Oh, it does open the gate. The more you know, chat. The more you know. Alright, so... Our boys have had a chance to do their thing. So let's we'll give Shinigami and Mythion a chance to actually get something done for a change. So let's get in here and clear this building.
Lift, right, lift.
Let's see, we got the AK, we got the RPK. So AK goes in first. Looks like we're clear.
Where do you want us, sir?
And we'll get Mythion here to grab the laptop / destroy the laptop.
Looks like everything's in order, sir.
Or both. Both is good.
We're ready to go, sir.
Okay. Give me a frag.
We've got experience in these things.
All right. So now we move up. I don't think there's anybody in here, but I'm going to hold that angle anyway. And in the meantime, we'll have Mythion come around and we can sleep through this southern section. Let's do that. Everything looks good. We'll hold this angle, make sure there's nobody in here. Looks good.
When in doubt, throw more men at it.
Time to go kill it again.
Looks like everything's in
If
order,
there's
sir.
anybody left to kill, I think we're just sabotaging at this point. But you never know. Alright, chat. We have a shitter. We have a shitter. It's entirely possible that there could be any enemies in said shitter. Alright, here we go. Looks good. Outstanding. So we're going to get our mans in this position here. And then we're going to kick the door.
We will serve.
I'm kind of disappointed. I was hoping there'd be somebody in the shitter. Alright, so the last thing we got to do is this laptop. And we know that all the other buildings over here are clear, so we can get better coverage. And again, I don't think there's anybody left. But I'm still going to play it safe. I'm not going to make the assumption. Shinigami, give me a smoke grenade right here that we can advance under. Alright, no audios. Actually, you know what? Do this real quick. Just in case.
We've got experience in these things.
Alright. Outstanding. We'll go ahead and pie this door out. Don't have anything, so then we'll get in here, make sure that that's clear, looks clear. And then gonna have a man's on the door, come over here, do the sabotage.
Lift, right, lift.
Okay, yeah, we already
That's
killed
right.
everybody. I should have kicked that last door. Should have kicked that last door just because we can. Unfortunately, we only got 2 stars on that because Fergie didn't make it. Again, I ain't losing any sleep on that one.